NiceHash Miner has long been the #1 go-to app for generating passive income on your PC with little to no effort required. But with the market currently experiencing more than its fair share of ups and downs, is it still a viable option to generate some passive income at home? Well, I decided to run a 7-day test on some of the most efficient hardware and the most profitable coins to see if it's still a worthwhile venture. Let's dive into it. So let's have a look at our hardware. So for those of you who are seeing this for the first time, this is a crypto mining rig. So it is exactly the same as what you would have inside your PC at home. The only difference being obviously it's out in the open. And this is just to make it easy to manage different parts, check temperatures, all of that sort of stuff. So what we're looking at here is a 4070 graphics card that's plugged into the motherboard. We've got a high CFM fan, so a high speed fan, and underneath that we've got our CPU, which is a 7950X. So for the sake of this test and these results, what you're looking at here is exactly the same, given different parts as what you've got inside your PC. So let's jump on over into the computer and have a look at some numbers. So let's start to have a look at this rig in a little bit more detail. So we are over here in what's called Hive OS. This is our Hive OS dashboard. This is a Linux-based operating system. Think of it as basically a headless version of Windows. No features to it really, apart from what you input. And in this case, Hive OS is the operating system and it runs very, very efficiently. It's just a way to get a little bit more profit and hash rate out of your mining rigs. So as we can see here, we've got our 4070, our PNY 4070. This is a 12 megabyte graphics card. It has been overclocked with efficient settings. So we've reduced the core, we've increased the memory. Basically what we're trying to do here is get this as high hash rate as possible and as low power as possible. This is going to get us the most profitability. We can also see here we've got our CPU, our 7950X. This is a 16 core processor with 32 threads. Now this is one of, if not the best CPUs on the market. This has also been undervolted, so I've reduced the core clocks on it, the core voltage, so it's using a little less power. You can run this at full power, but when it comes to profitability at the moment, you're not gaining anything more. Yes, you are yielding more coin, but you're also using more power. So for the sake of this experiment, we decided to undervolt it and keep it as efficient as possible. Let's move on to what coins or algorithms we are using. So on the 4070, the GPU here, we are using the Auto Lycos 2 algorithm and it's mining Ergo. So Ergo is the most profitable coin at the moment for the 4070, hence why we are using it. And furthermore, on the 7950X, we are mining the Random X algorithm. You can see right here. Now this is the most profitable algorithm generally for CPU mining at most times. We scroll down the bottom, we can see NiceHash Random X right here. That's what we're mining, and we should be able to see the same right here on the 4070. Now, before we get onto the actual numbers, I should mention that if you were to use NiceHash on your Windows PC, it does have a feature that has the profitability switcher. So basically day to day, hour to hour, if there's a more profitable algorithm to mine on the NiceHash website, then it will switch over to that algorithm. But for the sake of this week, the two algorithms we've selected have been the most profitable for the whole time, so it shouldn't make any difference as far as the outcome for profitability at the end of the video. So now the actual important stuff. We're over here in the NiceHash dashboard. Now, if you are looking at trying something like this, I will leave a few cards up above throughout the video that will explain how to set this all up. But Basically, what we're looking at here is, you can see we've got our 4070 on the auto Lycos algorithm, 140 megahash per second, and the 7950 on random X Monero, getting around 15.6 kilohash. Up the top here, we can see what our actual profitability for the 24 hours is now. For some reason recently, NiceHash has not been updating and including the electricity costs with this profitability. So this is a revenue number. So 77 cents Australian dollars per day. It's estimating before we've paid electricity. And if we scroll further down, we can see our whole week right here. So these numbers here, we've got our 6 hour, our 1 day, and our 1 week. So those numbers at the top were fairly accurate. So for the 6 hour, it's saying we'd average about 71 cents a day. For the 1 day, 72 cents, and over the course of the week, around 71 cents. So all well and good in theory as far as passive income is concerned. Look, it's not much, but in this market, nothing's a lot on single pieces of hardware like this. So let's add this electricity in and see if we've actually turned a profit this week. First up, let's add up our week's totals. So we know we had around 72 cents per day, which over the course of 7 days works out to just under $5 worth of Bitcoin mined on NiceHash. So of course, now we have to take our electricity out. I've done this by just going to a very simple kilowatt hour and cost. We can see we've got just under 230 watts for the total rig. That's 80 for the GPU, 150 for the CPU and motherboard. At 17 cents per kilowatt hour, this works out to around 12 cents USD. Now this is also taking into account my 8 to 10 hour solar window, where in theory I'm paying no cost for electricity. My general rate would be around 28 cents or so, but thank God we've got solar, right? So 24 hours per day, 7 days per week, and 1 day per year. So that's 38.5 kilowatts total. Now at that rate and that kilowatt hours used, that works out to $6.55 AUD. So let's do some numbers here. Let's drag on over our profit. Our $4.97 earned minus $6.55. This week we're in the hole by $1.58 Aussie, or around $1 USD mining on NiceHash. So unfortunately this week, mining on some of the most efficient hardware on NiceHash, getting paid out in Bitcoin, was not profitable, to the tune of about $1 USD. But there are a couple of ways to look at this. You could say to yourself, the price of Bitcoin is down by all-time highs by about 20% right now. So if you were to hold, you may end up getting a little bit closer to breaking even. Or if you were to hold long enough and the price goes up, you might end up on top. But for the sake of this current climate and this market, I would say if you want some Bitcoin, you're definitely better off just to buy it. So we are going to wrap it up right there, guys. Hopefully this helped you make a more informed decision, whether this is something you want to start yourself, whether you want to get into mining in general. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.